What's up, pretty gang? It's your favorite nail tech Peaches, back with another video. Now, I told y'all I had some duct tips coming for you, okay? Originally it was not this, but then I did have a client that came in that wanted duct tips, and she really wanted like a Y2K set, and so I said, you know what, this is gonna be the one. So today I'm gonna show you how I went ahead and did this duct tip set. It's gonna include filing, shaping, application, like literally start to finish, okay? Like, look how crisp and beautiful and just turned up this set is, you guys. Like, come on now. So before we go ahead and get into it, y'all already know it's about time for the subscriber shout out. Today's subscriber goes to Penny Vestina, subscribed since Monday. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate y'all. I'm at 1K. I just went ahead and applied to be monetized. I'm sorry the email was not up, but I don't have enough space on my laptop. I don't have enough disk space to go ahead and do that. But y'all already know the vibes. So starting with putting tips on. So the way duct tips are made, right? We all know they come, well, some people don't know. They actually come flared. Some people have asked me, do I make them myself? Like, girl, hell no, they come this way, okay? Now keep in mind, duct tips are curved nails. They are curved nail tips. So when putting them on, you see how that one didn't fit? We want them side to side still, no matter what. They still do have a well area, but just know that these, you're gonna have to size up. So it is a little bit different sizing than what you're probably used to. I'm used to curved tips, so I already knew I was probably gonna have to size up, but if you're used to straight tips, this may be difficult to like kind of get used to, because it's a whole, not even like just a different shape, but like it's not a straight tip. You see what I'm saying? So we want them to fit sidewall to sidewall, like regardless. And I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this one because it was on there crooked, and we don't want no crooked nails. Okay, period. That's that, number one. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit of how to put the tips on, what they should look like. You see how they fit literally sidewall to sidewall, just like anything else. If it don't fit right, get the next size up, okay? Now these ones are flatter, like a flatter tip, meaning like there's not really too much of a C curve, you see, but just slightly, and it is because of the shape of the nail. So like, don't be too alarmed at that. It is gonna feel weird putting them on, okay? That's that. So as far as getting the shape right, this to me, this is how I knew I would body a duct tip and just kill it. I'm pretty good at shaping like all shapes. Now when I had first did this on my cousin, and I'll probably still upload hers, but when I first did this on my cousin, I made the mistake of shaping too much, okay? The less you do, the better. So I'm just making sure the sidewalls is lined up and making sure that tip, that little divot you saw that was on the pinky, we're just making sure the tip is straight. The reason why I say the less shaping, the better. See, you don't need to be doing too much of this, because otherwise you will accidentally fuck around and mess around and get rid of that flare. The whole point is to have the flare. This particular client wanted to keep it full length, which is what I have, okay? And she didn't want to cut anything. So we're really just making sure that everything matches up with her nail bed, okay? So you can see I'm not doing too much, because I learned my lesson the first time. The less, the better, okay? So I'm just fixing any little areas that I feel like, okay, it doesn't match up, but we don't want to get rid of that flare. So really try and stay away from shaping too much at the tip, okay? So you see, look at that curve, that little, ooh, the curve, please come on now. I think people's like biggest mistakes when doing duct nails is, number one, they file too much, and number two, they don't file enough, okay? So by what I mean by they file too much is that it ends up looking like a messed up square instead of an actual flare. And honestly, the shorter the tip, the more that you need to stay away from filing, in a way, because the shorter it is, kind of the less, like the flare is smaller, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you really have to be careful. So that's why I said I'll still upload my cousin's nails, because hers was short duck. So it's a difference. It is a little bit of a difference, okay? And when I say not filing enough, I mean a lot of people's end results be so damn rounded. I kind of don't understand. Like, I really don't understand what's all the roundness about. But you know, okay, I don't know. I feel like that particular look is not, it's just not for me, okay? So we're about to move on to application, and the color I'm using is Not Polished Princess Slippers, because y'all already know if it's not polished, it's not nothing. The reason why I didn't show it is because I didn't have enough for both hands, so I had to kind of mix. That's why, see that bead right there? I kind of had to mix some like clear and another pink to kind of like make more, because I didn't have enough, and I was still able to like make more, match the color. So I was very happy. So you can see I was like, is this close enough? And yes, it was close enough. So with application, I like to lay one bead, and I really just like to focus on getting that bead down to the tip. You see how I'm spreading it out, and boom, bam, we're gonna end it off. The thing about doing this is the bead, because like most other shapes, the bead, it comes straight down, you're able to just carry it down. But as you saw, at one point I can only like drag it down to a certain point, then I have to start patting it like kind of side to side, so that way I can get the right shape. Okay, you don't need really a lot of acrylic, but you still need to make sure you have your sidewalls together, because I mean, without that, it's not gonna be nothing. Okay, so this, you guys know, keep the shape. It's honestly not very hard. And then I was pissed because I ended up having, there was something that got trapped in the acrylic, and I had to like get rid of that whole little side right there. I was like, dang, like that's so irritating, like very irritating, but you know, whatever. But yeah, you want to go side to side and kind of just walk it down, pull the product, and keep the shape. The rest of the nail is not going to give you no troubles. Okay, the apex area and all that stuff, not going to give you troubles. So I kind of think of it in layers, you know what I'm saying? So I do that initial bead to get some like substance there, and then I do one other bead so that way we can get the apex, you see, and then swipe the rest of the product down. You see, like I told you guys before, swiping gets rid of product. So when I swipe it down, ooh girl, that was so nasty. That view was so nasty. So see how I swiped up? I'm trying to get rid of the product, but we don't want to waste it. Okay, so ooh, that side view was nasty. That was just something else, y'all. It just do something to me. I'm sorry, cannot control myself. Cannot. Girl, don't play with her. Stop playing with me, because I'm gonna tell you right now, who, like the way I just body ducted, like literally, okay, I don't hype myself up enough like publicly kind of, but y'all, the way I be like executing these shapes, stop playing with me. Okay, stop playing with me. So next nail, right? Oh, also y'all already know the liquid is Young Nails, because I'm a Young Nails girl. That's it, that's all. So again, you see how I put like a nice size bead down, right? And I'm going to start pushing it up, because I don't want it to be like humped and bumped, because humps and bumps is for chumps. Okay, and then see how I bring it down, and then as it's coming down, I keep it as one thick unit like I told you guys before, and I'm spreading it out kind of like side to side, see? But because I'm just barely tapping it side to side, it's still keeping the thickness that I need. If you are having trouble with beads that are, it starts out as a large bead but somehow it gets thin, or you're not having enough like opacity with your color and things, watch my last video on application, the close-up one, because I believe that is where I go into detail about talking about keeping your beads as one unit. Like they need to like keep your bead together. When you lay it down, you need to be able to bring it down as like one single unit. That's how you get good strength in your nails. Okay, and also shout out to you guys, because that video damn near like in less than 2 days had like 800 views. I was like, girl, wait, like come on now, like that was really crazy, like hella crazy. So shout out to you guys. I really appreciate y'all for watching my content. Y'all just be on it. Okay, so again, you can see how we just put that bead up there. You guys, beads spread, so as soon as you put it down, it's gonna spread a little bit and it's gonna melt like butter in the cuticle area. Okay, and that's when we go in and we tuck it in, and we make sure nothing's flooded, and we make sure that everything is close as we can get it. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all know these two, right? These two I did in regular motion because I wanted to go ahead and make sure I explained to you guys, you know, the application for duct tip. You can see it's really not that difficult. The only thing is, when you're used to bringing it all down in more of a slimmer shape, when you bring it down at a certain point, when it opens up, you just need to like kind of tap it side to side so it kind of like, you know, follows the shape. And then when you bring down, when you swipe against the sidewalls, it's gonna just keep that shape. So it's not as hard as you think to have a really nice crisp duct tip. And honestly, that's the goal, because no matter the shape, we want it to be nice, we want it to be crispy, we want to hurt somebody, we want our nails to look like back the fuck up before you get fucked up. Okay, like we want our nails to look like Okay, a kitchen set, a kitchen, you know, knife set. It needs to look right. It needs to look tight. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So honestly, I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and enjoy the rest of this like application, because I'm gonna go ahead and speed it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come back when it's time for the shaping. Okay, so go ahead, enjoy a little bit of satisfaction. Okay, I can't talk, but y'all get it. right, pretty gang, I'm back, and this is application. Okay, look how nice and crisp, like the shape is there. That's what I'm saying. How are we getting those shapes when, come on, we gonna practice and we gonna get it together. Okay, so now when it comes to shape and duck tips, okay, I've already filed like the cuticle area, enhanced the C curve. The tips don't naturally come with a lot of a C curve, but I went ahead and enhanced it because, you know, I like it like that. But it's still the same concept as the tips. The less filing, the better, which is why it's hella important to get the shape super nice and as good as you can, because the more you file these tips, the more they look like they'll start to look like a messed up square or something, and that's not what we want. We want to keep the flare, so don't file too much. Now the pinky, you're gonna see me file the most, because the thing about it is the pinky kind of flares a lot, and I want it to match the amount of flare on the other ones, if that makes sense. So on the other ones, you're gonna see me file a lot less than this, but you kind of want to just hold your file parallel to the shape, right? And just focus on the like the nail bed area, like the sidewalls, okay? And then of course I like to go on top and make sure there's no lumps and bumps, because lumps and bumps is for chumps, okay? Now you see how I'm focusing up there. My file is not really too much touching too many other places, right? But I'm making sure that we're getting all up and through there, okay? And I am focusing on the tip quite a lot, because I want to make sure that this is a nice and crispy shape, okay? Because it really irks my soul to see ducked nails that are very just bulky looking and rounded and all that. That's out, okay? So once again, let's see, okay? Boom, boom, pow. I'm really focusing on just making sure everything is just together. So you see, I barely even filed, okay? Because I do not want to mess with the taper. And just look, do you see the apex, how everything just blends into a smooth shape? That's what we want on every nail. Like that angle, that side view angle, that's what you need to pay attention to, because that's the angle you know, like you need to be checking that angle all the time, okay? So I like to look at the nails as a whole. Y'all know I like to grab all the nails, kind of look and see, make sure everything is matched up, and don't just be going around and see, yeah, there was a bump over there. I see it from a mile away. I gotta make sure I get that. You want to just make sure everything is just together and nice and neat, and that each nail matches the next. Now I do want to point out, you saw me in the beginning when I did my tips and stuff, I didn't measure them because I didn't cut them. The thing about these tips is they're all pretty much the same length and stuff, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait till after, because I really literally do not want to mess with these tips too much, okay? Like I'm gonna keep saying it, so you guys remember, less is better. Less is better with these tips, okay? I noticed a lot of people, they file the tips, right? Their end result kind of looks like a square that got a little too bulky, and we don't want it to look like that. We don't want this to have the appearance of like, oh, it's supposed to be a square but something happened. No, we want to make sure that it is very apparent that these are flared tips, okay? Now these are not for everybody, okay? They are not for everybody, and I understand that. I happen to think they are cute. Originally I was like, you know, duck nails, I've been wanting to do them for a while, and I knew I would attract people who wanted them, of course, because, you know, my clients love me, and they want out of the box, they want different, not just Instagram nails all the time. But I knew, I'm like, if I can make these look very crisp and very clean and all that it needs to be, I feel like I could really turn people on. And so far out here in my city, that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm very excited for that, because nobody out here in my city is doing this. So I'm really excited to really be starting this up here, you know? So don't be afraid to try things. Don't let nobody tell you like, oh, that's ugly. You know why? Because to each their own. There's certain things that I think is ugly, but that shit is trending as hell on Instagram, okay? Like my shit is not trending on Instagram, but I think it's cute. So when it comes to nails and stuff, they all, like they say, it's in the eye of the beholder. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. They're not lying. It just, some people cannot get around certain things. Like when it comes to nails, you have to be able to like appreciate the nails for what it is, even if you don't like it. Like, you should be able to appreciate a well done nail, you know. So you saw me just do a little bit of measuring because I wanted to make sure that everything was at least, you know, the same length. And then I went back ahead. You guys know I like to do this. I do it on and off throughout the shaping process because I like to make sure that the tips are not thick. Now you can see there's not, like, the C curve is very flat on these tips naturally, but that's okay. I still want to make sure that it's enhanced. Just look at these angles, you guys. Like, child, please. Like, curved nails is so cute. Like, they just so cute. Yeah, so I like to do this to make sure that everything is together from the rooter to the tutor. I like to make sure that nothing is too thick, nothing is, like, you know, you just want to make sure it gives that extra touch, and it don't like take me too long. I will say, when you're doing duck nails, if it's gonna be your first time, make sure you put a little bit of extra time to the side, because the application does take just a, you know, a tiny bit longer, not by much, like to me personally, but if you're already working on your application, it's probably going to take you a little bit of extra time, just because the shape of this nail in general, you might have a little bit of trouble getting the proper strength that you need, just because of the flare at the tip, you know what I'm saying? So you want to give yourself a little bit of extra time to kind of account for stuff like that. Okay, so you know me, I'm going back and forth, making sure I want these to look perfect, because if we're doing a Y2K set, let's do a Y2K set. Let's make it look like that girl, that 1, 2, and the 3, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm sorry, my ear is like plugged up. I have ear problems. Ooh, child, I can barely hear myself talk. Okay, so after that, we're gonna buff, of course, and here goes the final shape. Boom, 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 boom. Cute, like, no rounded in sight. This is not the best angle to like capture the shape, but it's what I could do at the time. Okay, so now for charms. Don't be mad, I didn't show myself doing the zebra print because I want to do a separate video. I may upload to like later today or tomorrow. I want to do a separate video on the zebra print itself, so don't be mad. I did record it, but yeah, it happened to be my first real attempt at zebra print, and I was like, damn, this shit really looks like zebra. So when doing the charms for this type of design, we knew we wanted Kitty, we wanted Miss Kitty. I didn't have no more pink ones. I'm like, damn, I need more charms. And the bows, this particular client, she loves bows, and we found these bows in my box of junk. Okay, and she wanted the sugar hearts. Like, we just kind of went through, and she did have like a little bit of an inspo pick. We kind of didn't really follow it too much. It was just kind of like, hey, zebra French and some charms. Like, okay, got you, boo. So this is not my normal glue that I use, but it didn't come in time. So this is, I couldn't even tell you what brand this is, so don't ask, because I just had to pick it up at Sally's, damn near. So now on the heart nails, I was the one who decided, like, hey, let's do a double heart nail. Now you're gonna see me at some point replace the pink with a yellow, because I was like, hey, if you want to tie the yellow even more, see how you like this. Now we didn't like it, so we left it with the pink back on, but I like to give my clients options, you know what I'm saying? But I really thought this was a really cute design. Everything worked out perfectly for this set, and I mean, I was so impressed with myself in the zebra print, because I had tried it once before, but as soon as I put down like one line, I was like, no, not doing it, no. So I was very impressed, and I'm ready to do some more zebra print. I actually might do like some zebra French tip on myself for my next set. So we gonna see, boo, because I'm ready for the animal print, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Here's the final look. Y'all, thank you for 1K. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. And as y'all already know, I'll see you in the next one.